Stop being disliked. Have you ever met a person that felt dislikable? Someone that was annoying and behaves or even disgusting? It may happen, and surely you want to avoid those people in your life. Or on the other side, do you notice that people avoid you? They often find excuses to quickly go away from a conversation. In that case, listen carefully to me, because you might have bad habits that make you a dislikable person without even notice it. In this video, we go over 7 reasons why people might dislike you. Don't worry, listening to my advices, you can quickly improve yourself and become someone that drags attention. Do not let your ego cloud your judgment. It's not about to care about others' opinions. Instead, you always need to objectively analyze yourself to find the leaks and faults. In fact, being disliked by other people can cause you to miss out amazing opportunities in life. To be liked, it's fundamental to improve. And there might be some things you could easily fix to become a more likable person. Number 1, poor hygiene. Self-care and hygiene are a powerful way to show your value. You could do everything right, but if you smell bad, people will immediately dislike you. Take a second to think about a situation where you came across a person that smelled so bad. Think about how you may have automatically felt a dislike for that person. At the time you stink, you are violating someone's personal space in the worst way possible. So be sure to be always cleaned and smell good. Use deodorant to avoid the sweat smell. Regularly brush your teeth, and if you have a smelly breath, try to avoid to be too much close to other people's. While it's possible, chew a mint gum and ask your doctor for a more efficient solution. Take care of your grooming and hairstyle, and even nails. Keep them short and clean. Remember, no one wants to spend time around a person that looks like a homeless man and smell bad like trash. A good care of yourself surely makes you a likable person. Other people will like you. Number 2, wrong body language. You might not realize it, but your body language speaks volumes. It's like a silent language that communicates your feelings, thoughts, and attitudes. If you're not careful, your body language can send the wrong message and make people dislike you. For instance, if you're having a conversation and you're constantly looking down or away, it can come off as rude or disinterested, making the other person feel unimportant. Always maintain an appropriate level of eye contact. This doesn't mean you should stare intensely, but rather show engagement and interest in the conversation. Your body posture also plays a critical role. If you're standing with your arms crossed, it can signal that you're closed off or defensive. On the other hand, standing tall with open body language can show confidence and approachability. This doesn't mean you have to stand like a statue, but try to maintain a relaxed and open posture. Avoid stepping back or away during a conversation. This can send a message that you're trying to distance yourself, which can be off-putting. Instead, stand your ground and show that you're actively participating in the conversation. Remember, non-verbal communication is just as important as what you say. By paying attention to your body language, you can ensure that you're sending the right signals and making a positive impression. Number 3, overuse of small talk. While small talk can be a great way to break the ice or fill an awkward silence, relying solely on it can lead people to perceive you as superficial or uninteresting. If you're always sticking to topics like the weather, what you had for lunch, or other mundane matters, you may come off as someone who lacks depth or meaningful things to share. This can lead people to believe that engaging you in conversation is unfruitful, causing them to avoid you. Remember, conversations are opportunities to connect, learn, and grow. They can be used to exchange ideas, share experiences, and build relationships. If you limit yourself to small talk, you're missing out on these opportunities. Try to engage in more meaningful conversations. Ask about the person's interests, opinions, or experiences. Share your insights and perspectives. This not only makes the conversation more interesting, but also allows you to connect with the person on a deeper level. If you find yourself struggling to move beyond small talk, try practicing with friends or family. Ask for their feedback and use it to improve. By doing this, you can become a more engaging conversationalist and make a positive impression on others. Number 4, crossing personal boundaries. While it's important to move beyond small talk, it's equally essential to remember this. Don't get too personal too soon. The opposite of small talk is trying to be too friendly or too personal with someone that you are not close with. It's not just about what you say, but also about when and to whom you say it. You need to be aware of the other person's comfort level and respect it. If you don't know someone well, Avoid asking them about their personal life or sharing intimate details about yours. This can come off as intrusive or desperate, making people want to avoid you. It's crucial to understand the boundaries in every relationship and to respect them. Deep, personal conversations are best saved for close friends and family members who you trust and feel comfortable with. Avoid to ask for very personal questions to people that you don't know well. For many people, it is seen as a lack of respect and an easy way to cross someone's boundaries. And at the same way, avoid to tell to random people your life problems if you haven't enough confidence. Those two behaviors will let them see you as silly, unsecure, and boring person, or someone weird in a desperate lack of friends. You need to know where you stand with someone and what your relationship is before you can start running your mouth like a fool. Remember, some arguments are reserved for your close friends, so pick carefully your questions and arguments accordingly with the situation and person you're talking with. Number 5, invading personal space. Now, this one's a tricky balance to strike. The aim here is to maintain an appropriate distance while communicating with others. You do not want to be so far away that you seem uninterested or aloof, but you also don't want to be so close that you're invading someone's personal space. This is an unspoken boundary that many people are sensitive about. A good rule of thumb is to stand at an arm's length from the person you're talking to. This distance allows for a comfortable conversation without invading personal space. It's close enough to engage in a firm handshake without awkwardly extending your arm and shoulder. It's also important to remember that touching someone while talking is a clear violation of personal space unless you share a close relationship. Avoid this with strangers or colleagues who you don't know well. Respecting someone's personal space is a mark of good manners and shows that you're considerate and understanding. Number 6, misusing tone of voice. Our tone of voice is one of the most powerful tools we have when it comes to communication. It can convey a multitude of emotions and intentions, often more accurately than our words. But misuse of tone can lead to confusion, miscommunication, and even conflict. It's essential to maintain a balanced and pleasant tone of voice that's neither whisper quiet nor excessively loud. Your voice should be modulated according to the context of the conversation, the location, and the topic being discussed. For instance, if you're discussing sensitive matters or someone is sharing personal thoughts, lower your tone to show respect and care. A hushed voice can create a sense of intimacy and trust, making the other person feel safe and not exposed. Conversely, if you respond with a loud voice, you risk making them feel uncomfortable and vulnerable. The same principle applies to different environments. Avoid speaking loudly in quiet places, and don't be afraid to raise your voice slightly in noisy environments to ensure you're heard. Remember, effective communication is about more than just what you say. It's also about how you say it. Number 7, smartphone addiction. In this digital age, our smartphones have become an integral part of our lives, transforming the way we interact with the world. However, excessive smartphone use, especially during conversations, can be seen as a sign of disrespect. When you repeatedly check your phone while conversing with someone, it sends the message that the person in front of you is not important or worth your undivided attention. So, it's best to keep your phone out of sight or in your pocket while engaged in a conversation. In addition, the rise of social media has led to a culture of oversharing. Some people share every minute detail of their lives online, often in an attempt to compensate for a lack of acceptance or attention in their real lives. This, however, can have the opposite effect, making them less likable. When you share every aspect of your life, people may feel less inclined to spend time with you because they feel they already know too much. Would you enjoy reading a book if someone has already spoiled every little detail for you? Probably not. So, take a moment to reflect on your behavior. Identify any negative habits and work towards improvement. In doing so, you'll become a more likable person, not just online, but in real life too.